everybody. Welcome to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today, this Monday. It's Monday again. And I'll tell you what, I feel like Friday was 5 seconds ago, but that's all right. So happy Monday to anybody who thinks there is such a thing as happy Monday. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. We are live on worldviewtube.com, worldviewtube Rumble, WordViewTube X, and I know X is under attack heavily today. So if you're on X and you're trying to comment or join us, just head over to another platform. We're everywhere. We're also live on XM Morocco News, live on my platforms on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Substack, and X. So, and as always, today is me and you guys. So I will be looking at the comment section. We can talk. You get jump in. Your thoughts, your questions, your comments, agreements, and disagreements as always. There's a lot to get to, and I'm positive I won't get to all of them. But I want to make sure two things are too important to get to. So the very first thing I want to get to is what happened on Saturday, February 14, 2026, around the world. But before I tell you what happened, let's take a look at a video that will show you just one place, one city in the world, and that was Toronto, Canada. Let's take a look at Saturday, February 14, 2026, Toronto, Canada, and then we'll start talking about it. I think I have watched this specific video over a dozen times. Forgive my pride. There are many different numbers out there, but I prefer to go with the Toronto police confirmed numbers, which was 350,000 plus. Of course, I have to give a big shout out to everyone in Canada that was not an Iranian and still showed up. We thank you. You didn't have to, you chose to do it. And for that, we're grateful. And yes, Laurie, I agree. I would be very proud. Laurie says, I'm proud of my fellow Canadians. Uh, and I will repeat, like a broken record, that just Toronto, 350 plus thousand people showed up. Not a single incident, not a single damage, not a single fight, not a single issue. The streets stayed clean. And many outlets reported on all of the events, but including Toronto. And there were many videos, of course. I wanted to play this one. I like the music better on this one. But there was a video of a close-up. I don't know who filmed it, but many different outlets published it. This one was published by, I need to cheat because I can't remember the outlet, but I do have it here. The Post Millennial. It's a close-up video that says a lot about what I've been kind of bragging about of let's differentiate between Iranians versus a lot of other people we're being compared to. And I will show you, this one is a shorter video, but can we play clip number 3? You get the sense of what I'm trying to say of this close-up video. Did you hear the comment? Look how orderly and peaceful these people are. I don't know if I've ever seen a video of such huge number of people at a rally. And I want to add to it, guys, we have a lot of anger inside, but none of us have taken it out on the streets of our home, on the police, fire department, those providing protection. We haven't. And that makes me very proud. Also, helps me make my point that stop with your, did you not see what happened in Gaza? Did you not see what happened in Iraq? Did you not see what happened in Afghanistan? Yada, yada, Libya, here and there. Show me a single rally by any of those that you're using as an example to avoid helping Iran and Iranian people. Show me a single one of them who pulled in, based on Millennial Post as well, 1 million plus people showed up between Toronto, Los Angeles, Munich, Paris, London only. We're not even bringing in the smaller rallies, just those 5 cities, 1 million plus people. Not a single incident, I repeat, not a single incident, not a single fight, not a single report, not a single disrespect to police or anyone there who was providing security, nothing. So forgive me when I say those who are using the excuses of pro-Palestinian rallies and Afghan rallies and these. What happened last weekend again proved that number one, we're different. Number two, regardless of how much anger, much disappointment we carry with ourselves, we come from a civilization that is older than combination of all the cities I just named. We are civilized people, and we don't react. We don't bite the hand that feeds us either. But we will remember the hands that is taking away the hope that bravery has created. the hope we all have inside and outside of Iran wasn't based on somebody's post and somebody's promise and somebody's, false hope. This hope is because of the bravery of all Iranians inside and outside of Iran. I repeat, inside and outside, and we'll get to the outside part in a minute. That's why we have hope. And those who are trying to take away that hope will remember. History will remember, regardless of how many people try to overwrite it, twist it, and rewrite it. History is going to remember that today, on February 16th, 30 days after the great respect issued towards the regime of Iran by Trump administration, specifically Trump himself, we are stepping into Geneva for the second round of negotiations with the regime of Iran, which is something we will dissect a little bit further on our next segment, because we have to go take our first ad break. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to continue this discussion.
Life is too short to spend a single moment spinning in laundry worries. Take a load off your mind with the all-new Norwex Powerzyme laundry detergent. This natural detergent harnesses the power of enzymes and plant-based surfactants to leave fabrics fresh and clean without fillers, brighteners, synthetic fragrances, bleach, or harsh chemicals. So go ahead, have your cake and eat it too. More than ever, stressful stains have met their match. Powerzyme's fast-acting enzymes break down organic substances while natural surfactants loosen locked-in dirt and oil, removing residue, stains, and odors with ease. With 91% bio-based ingredients, this dermatologist-tested hypoallergenic formula is suitable for sensitive skin types and delivers a safe and effective clean that won't harm you or the planet's waterways. Less time spent worrying about laundry means you can focus on what truly matters. Norwex Powerzyme Laundry Detergent. Discover the power of nature and load up on confidence.
$150,000 plus confirmed by Los Angeles Police Department that showed up in Los Angeles. You just saw the short video. Though I love that music, I wanted to play a shorter version and cut it right when it needed to be cut. So let me be proud for a minute again. You just saw it. A giant flag of Iran. In the middle, well, you know the words. Help is on its way. Take that message however you want. But pay attention to the giant banner picture of Crown Prince Pahlavi next to it. I have said many times when I'm asked, why are you so stubborn and, kind of a snappy at times, I'm like, it's a Persian thing. Well, there you go. My fellow Persians just put a nice message out there for anybody who still thinks somehow, somewhere, all of us are so dumb to believe things. We don't. That moment, originally on Saturday, on one of the streams, I saw this scene of the flag and the picture of Crown. I'm like, they're my people. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I love it. They're my people. You can sit around and whomever you are and keep saying, he's a nice guy. I don't know if he's got popularity, blah, 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 blah. Let's go get negotiations and get a good deal out of it. When 1 million plus show up on the streets of 5 major cities in the world, all uniform in the message, the pictures, and the chant, I guess we're all just going to have to find a very good eye doctor for some people who can see it, or a ear doctor who might help them hear the voice of Iranians inside Iran You've seen the videos. Outside of Iran, you've seen the videos. Is there any question left in anybody's mind? Maybe. And it's at a point where I agree with the comment that came up. I need to check and see who said it, but somebody said, be aware of those who have nothing to lose. Iranian people, myself included, today we have nothing to lose. Nothing. But we have a lot to gain. I'm always uncensored anyways. But across all platforms of Iranians, on any second dash comes next to it, Iranian American, Iranian German, Iranian British, Iranian Canadian, you put the next one to it. Gloves are off. Gloves are off. It's one thing to be an Obama, right? It's one thing to be an Obama. You get there, you say, hey, I get it. You guys are oppressed and you don't like the way life is going, but go home. It is the law of your country and it is what it is. It's one thing. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. When out of so many reasons I can literally prove, but we don't have the time on the show today, out of so many reasons, you want to play both sides and stay on the fence and expect both sides to somehow take you serious, you end up with where, on one end, that though again it is, it is preferred or it is fashion, especially in America, to defend and throw the whole diplomacy and 5D chess and whatever. But the reality speaks for itself. As I said, Geneva tomorrow, well, technically tonight, late night, late night tonight. I think 2 or 3 o'clock in the Eastern time, middle of the night, the second round of negotiations are starting in Geneva. Now, the location is still Oman Embassy. Make that make sense. When 5 days ago, the very people that we're sitting down with again, and I'm doing this update not because I don't know it. I'm doing the update for anyone who might just by a drop of illusion be fooled to think something has changed about the regime and they're so terrified of us that they don't want us to go after them. Can we play clip number 5 real quick, please, Thomas? I'm sorry, clip number 5, please. Five days ago. This video is from 5 days ago. After the first round of negotiations, middle of the first and second round of negotiations, just in case if you didn't pick up on it, the guy in the suit and the mask is Trump. And the guy standing over him wearing the green helmet is of the Hussein blood, which is the Shia Muslim of Iran, about to behead him. Right in the middle of Tehran. Am I the only one offended? Or is anybody else sharing this? What are we doing? Again, for 1 second, we're going to put Iran side of Iranian people aside. We're going to put aside the January 13 post and all the big tough talk. Is anyone else offended that we have sent, like Witkoff and Kushner flew to Geneva earlier this morning? What are we doing? So pardon me if I'm going to sit here and say, first of all, I told every single one of you from day one that don't get your hopes high. I put a Substack out. I did my own video. I was on Brandon's show. So proof is right there. Go back. I'm not making it up today. From day one, I said I actually prefer. That help doesn't come from America because I don't trust American government not to hijack this revolution. I did. But for anybody who came at me telling me I'm ungrateful and I should be deported and my citizenship should be revoked, well, take that to the bank. We're about to do our second round of negotiation while they do public execution, mock execution of Trump. So you tell me who's the tough guy here. You tell me who's the top dog here. We got 2/3 of our military is standing by around Iran, and this is why they pull off. You know why? Because at this point, words have turned into jokes, even for the mullahs. And for anybody who's going to comment or come at me like, oh, by end of the week, we're going to attack them. There's a time and a place when you miss the window of opportunity, no matter what you do after that, it becomes useless and meaningless. And this is absolutely, most certainly one of those times. I see your comments coming in, and we need to get to your comments because I love talking to you guys on Rumble. Hey, Dylan, good to see you. It's been a while. Dan Dreyer, how you doing? Dan says 18 F-35 fighter jets with 6 refueling aircraft left from England heading to the Middle East. That's wonderful. But Dan, tell me, what does that mean? Please do tell me, what does that mean? After everything I just said, you tell me, what does that mean? To me, it means nothing. It means a squad. It means a bunch of muscle flexing. It means we're going to still approach diplomacy. For 47 years, US, Canada, Mexico, France, Italy, Germany, UK, they all approached diplomacy. Do you really think under the current circumstances, Tony Blair and Trump are going to give up their Gaza 15-minute city and peace port to go to war with Iran? And let's not mention about a month ago, about 5 weeks ago, if we did what we said, first of all, we shouldn't have said anything, but if we did what we needed to do, like Israel did during 12 Days War, it would have been just a walk in the park. Now, after giving Iran about 5-6 weeks of heads up, you know what happens? This will turn into a full-on war. You really think for last 5-6 weeks, Iran's been just sitting there waiting for us to go in? You really don't think they've been coordinating between their proxies, such as Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, Taliban, all of them? Or are we going to be so arrogant to think we can take all of them out in one day without endangering our own military members? Why did we have, again, first of all, we should have stayed out of it. Neither attacking them nor going feeding them. There was no reason we could have just stayed out of it. But we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to do that. Good to see you, Bill, on YouTube. Pokey, always good to see you on YouTube as well. Hi, Kendall. Great to see you. Hey, Perry. How you doing? We got good comments coming on YouTube. I'm glad YouTube is picking back up again. Mary Jean, good to see you. Of course, Pro TDs, thank you for thank you for showing that remarkable demonstration video from Toronto. Absolutely, it is beautiful. I agree, and that's the thing. Let me stop for a second. I gotta keep an eye on the clock, guys. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I said one of the biggest issues is number one, the narrative that has been sold, right? This morning, actually, a very dear friend literally said, I'm sorry, it's the Americanized mind of mine. You know, when they say Iran or, Iranian, it's just that third world country, dusty desert, like that narrative has set in. Secondly, for a lot of people who have never migrated, they don't understand what it comes with migration. They think just because you left your homeland and you're done. There's no attachment to the homeland. I have had people who have actually literally told me that if I fly the Iranian flag or I wear this, I'm not American. And I'm like, you didn't issue my citizenship, so you don't get to revoke it either. But mindset issues, mentality problems. One thing a lot of people, including a lot of politicians, including Trump on top, don't understand is because of our history and culture and civilization, no matter what, when there is a call for unity of Iranians, you have witnessed it. Saturday, weekend before that, and last 4 weekends, you have witnessed the number growing, not shrinking. When there's a call for unity in Iranian communities, we show up, and we show up in numbers. I want you to remember, before the uprising started and even before it turned into a revolution, I did my show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. You all know I've been doing my show 5 days a week. When Crown Prince Pahlavi came out, said, those of you outside of Iran, fluent on your languages of your new homes, I need you to keep on reporting. We did. Migration, oppression that forces people to leave their homeland to survive, creates a unity beyond comprehension. So it's not like, I don't know why a lot of people thought we're going to have our own inner fight of, no, I don't want Pahlavi, I want this, I don't want that. You said something about Trump, I don't like. We don't do that. We don't, because our end goal, the dream, is a shared dream of one day having the chance to go back home to either visit or leave life there. I've said it on my show before. I said it in private conversations. You might understand, you may not, I don't know. But you have no idea the light of the dream for me to one day to be able to go to my grandmother who saved me, to her grave and say goodbye, is the dream I carry. I've always said America will always stay home. We still have work to do here. But that simple dream, that 5 minutes of life, is what creates the unity for me to stand by my fellow Iranians, even if I get attacked by Americans telling me I'm not an American, even if they tell me I'm ungrateful, even if they call me a traitor and saying my citizenship should be revoked. We don't get bullied. Listen, Iranian people, we got thick skin because we've been bullied for too long. There is no bullying us to give up. There is no pushing us to take our factual words back. The facts are on the table. Either people will see them or they won't. But I will sit here today proudly and say, what happened? I had personal friends texting me yesterday asking, what did you think of LA? What did you think of Munich? What did you think of Paris? What did you think of Toronto? Yes, the world was shocked. They thought they saw the biggest of it 2 weeks ago. They had no idea what's going to happen. Now, we haven't even got to Munich yet. Munich was the center, it was the heart of it. Why? Because Crown Prince Pahlavi himself, who was already in Munich, was the speaker. He was there. Over 500,000 showed up in Munich, Germany. And he showed up and he did a speech. And I said to many people that if you had any doubts as to why we have voted for him, watch him, watch his wife on that stage, and listen to his words. Listen to his interview after that. Listen to him, and you'll understand why we are asking for him. Why, regardless of somebody's opinion on, I don't know, well, I do know it's the arrogance and the narcissist in Trump that everybody is a good-looking guy and a good guy and a good-looking guy and a good guy. He can call Crown Prince Pahlavi a good guy who doesn't have the popularity of Iranian people. That doesn't change the fact that by far, name one exiled leader of a revolution who pulled in 1 million plus people in 5 major cities in the world. Name them. You can't. And that's actually one of the main reasons that Western governments will do everything in their power to stop Crown Reza Pahlavi to become the new leader of Iran. That is a terrifying thought. To know how popular one exiled leader can be, the imagination of how popular he's going to be inside his own country as the leader of that country and how much power he's going to hold in the region is a terrifying thought for Western governments. And again, take it or leave it. Facts are on the table. And we need to go take our next ad break so I can chill and calm down. We'll be right back. everybody, it's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my artist studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. Finish this painting, but I'm sure, or at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. That was an exciting segment. Just a reminder, if you like to support me financially, I'll be very blunt and transparent. If you like to support my work, my mission, my show, my Substack, all of it financially, there are a few ways you can do that. Number one, of course, as we run the ad on the first ad break, you can go to cyruswellness.com. It's going to take you to a landing page of my consultant page with Norwex, where you can purchase products that are 100% chemical free, which means it's going to give you a healthier household. And if you use their hygiene and skincare product, healthier you, while saving money. Percentage of your purchase will turn into commission towards my consultant account. The other way is, of course, my art studio, which is lutfstudio.com. That's lutfstudio.com. You can use promo code MISSION to get 10% off. Also, you can become a paid subscriber on my Substack. That's liveuptofreedom.substack.com, liveuptofreedom.substack.com. Sherry, I do see your comment. And if it's okay, I hope you don't mind. But I know you are already a subscriber on my Substack since you're commenting on Substack. If you go to my page, search for Constitution. I have done a Substack, a very long expose on Constitution versus Sharia, one must fall. That's literally the title of it. If you locate that on my Substack, or I can message it to you after the show, what you're asking for, the answer is right there. I have a side-by-side comparison of the conflict between Sharia versus Constitution. And I don't mean just me rambling on. I literally have the amendment article of the Constitution next to it, verse of Quran or Sirah or Hadith or Reliance of the Traveler. So the side-by-side comparison is on my Substack. You can either print it, copy, paste what you need for your push tomorrow. So hopefully that will help you in some way. Thank you, Kim. Good to see you. And yes, prayers are needed. Prayers are always needed. You are very welcome, Sherry. You're welcome. Yes, Dan, I promise you, this is a muscle flex. There is no going back, you know. Pookie said, talking a snake media silent. Of course. I promise you, you didn't see any of the coverage and the footages of the weekend rallies of any of those major 5 cities that I mentioned. You probably didn't see them on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, or Newsmax for that matter, since they have joined the other side as well. Hey, Kevin, it's good to see you. Nomad, thank you so much for being here. Excuse me. Persians at this time in history are so much more courageous than Americans could ever imagine to be ever. Oh, Bat, it was you who said be ever of the person who has nothing to lose. Exactly. I saw it and then I lost track of where it was. Okay. Eric says, you really don't show much military prowess in your analysis. I don't actually know what PROWESS means, but I don't show anything except facts in my analysis. درود بر تو همچنین سینا جان. I'm trying to see, I'm trying to be level-headed and check on your comments. The Iranian underground persecuted church is one of the most anointed, dedicated in the world. Know it. Yes, Deliverance Hope on YouTube. Agreed. I have said it on my other shows of, can you imagine? Can you imagine the fact that the number of Iranian coming to Christ, knowing the consequences inside Iran, should tell you where they're at. That should, just by itself, that should tell you where they are at. Not that hard. Okay, now we talked about a few of the things. We want to talk about this. I said we'll remember the hands that are, feeding the tyrants, the regime. I talked about the second round of meetings coming up here in a few hours. But let's go ahead and it's like 5 seconds, I think, or so. I'll let Crown Reza Pahlavi give you his thoughts, and then I'll give you my thoughts, and then we continue going from there. But let's play clip number 2, please. This was from Saturday.
I don't think these negotiations will amount to anything. The regime is simply buying time yet again, but every day that goes by, more people could die.
Anybody agree with him? Because I do. I do. Even Hexet does. Well, excluding the last sentence. Hexet said, what? Achieving a deal with Iran will be a very hard task. So why are you trying? Why are you trying? I'll tell you why you're trying. Because you prefer not to have, as I concluded on last segment, because you prefer not to have the man with so much popularity, so much access, so much knowledge to ever be in power. You don't want that to happen. I'm sure most of you heard of Christian Amanpour, the typical leftist sellout CNN reporter who I have gone after her many times. Many Iranian have. Specifically, the biggest, self-sabotage was in 2022 when Amanpour decided to go ahead and interview Raisi, then president of Iran, who later died in a helicopter crash. And she sat there interviewing him while wearing a hijab during the time of Mahsa Amini uprising. This is Christian Amanpour for you. So nobody's disappointed on our side. But she was at the Munich secretary event, and she decided to sit there and do interviews with few people. Most of them I don't care. But she also started asking questions of Crown Prince Pahlavi, which here, it's a very short clip. But one, I want you to listen very carefully to Christian Amanpour and the way she phrases the question, just in case if you don't know her, just in case if you don't know why I have gone after her many times. Like within the phrasing of the question, you catch on with her anti-Semitism and anti-Israel narrative. And then I want you to listen even more carefully, way more carefully to Crown Prince Pahlavi's answer, specifically the very closing sentence of his answer, and then I will expand from there. Let's go ahead and, I'm sorry, this is clip number 4.
You have been to Israel. You have, I believe, visited the Western Wall. You are supported by this Israeli government. I want to know what you think and why you think that's important, because equally, this Israeli government has shown itself to be incredibly intolerant of its own citizens' rights, its Muslim citizens' rights inside Israel, and of course in Gaza, the occupied West Bank, and it's very controversial. So I just wondered why you think that is an important relationship to build.
Well, first I would say that I think there are only two nations on this planet that can claim they have a biblical relationship with one another. One is Israel, one is Iran. And it goes back to the time of Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Great, who liberated the Jewish slaves in Babylon and helped them rebuild their temple in Jerusalem. And when the Iranians go and gather at Pasargad around Cyrus the Great's tomb years ago, of all walks of life, of different ethnicities, different religions, and celebrate Cyrus the Great, because he represents the every values that Iranians cherish and believe in, and say that we are not a nation at war with our neighbors. We can be trusted partners in the region, working with the Arab countries, working with Israel, as opposed to a regime that is acting the way it did. That's the difference right there. We need to be able to show the world that Iranians, unlike this regime, are committed to friendly relationship with our neighbors. We don't have any issue with the Arabs. We don't have any issue with the Israelis. And why is Israel important? Because I think it is a very important strategic partner to Iran when it comes to this. I'm thinking beyond just the politics of it. I'm talking about the water crisis in Iran, which is a major issue for us, well beyond politics. If there's no water, there's no life. And guess who have the best specialists and experts in the world dealing with water issues? Israeli experts. One of the reasons I went to Israel was to talk about that as well. And there's so many ways that we can engage and partner with them, helping us in that area. As opposed to a regime that says, no, they don't even have the right to exist. That's the difference. So it's not necessarily focusing only on one country. It's a regional thing, but most importantly, from the prism, whether it's Europe or the United States, why can't we, as people of that region, be the ones working together to bring about stability without having to depend on an armada of U.S. Aircraft carriers to maintain stability and peace in the region?
Did you hear that? Gosh, I love this man. But can you see how that one last sentence by itself would basically terrify the Western leaders, especially the 5 main Western countries? Why can't we be the region that we can work together to bring stability to the region instead of relying on America's help? Oh, can you believe? Now, here's a question I'll propose here. President Trump, you want peace in the Middle East, don't you? Well, you claim you want peace in the Middle East. Did you hear his last sentence? So let's be very honest. You do not want peace in the Middle East. You want to be the Prince of Peace. There's a difference. There's a huge difference, sir. Because anyone who was seeking peace or minimizing chaos or cutting down on the never-ending wars in the region would get behind Crown Prince Pahlavi and say, here's the thing, let's go. What can I do for you? Instead of avoiding him, ignoring him, and then when I'm cornered, I say, he's a good guy, but it's inappropriate for me to meet with him. Well, let's see who comes out of this uprising, and let's see where it goes. I don't think he's got the popularity. I do apologize ahead of time for what I'm about to say, but especially to my fellow Americans, if you are so darn blind, go get glasses. I don't know, get LASIK, get surgery. Because it takes a very kind of a special type of denial not to see this. When Christian Amanpour is trying to turn this into a Crown Prince Pahlavi is this solely pro-Israel guy who's going to do this, it's like, this isn't about just one country. We're going to work with Arab nations and Israel, and that's and again, it's not just his claiming it. He's got his 100-day plan and more to show you that it is doable, just like his father did. And that is exactly, again, this is exactly why from day one I said Trump ain't going to acknowledge Crown Prince Pahlavi as power or the leader of opposition. This is why from day one I said American government is not going to put their support behind him. And from day one said American government is not going to help Iranian people while they are this up, when they have the upper hand, because then they're going to have no choice but to allow Crown Prince Pahlavi to be the transitional leader of the government. Again, agree or disagree, this is where the evidence is pointing. If it changes direction of pointing, I will gladly come here and give you a different analysis of it. But at the moment, as Mark Levin said, if after all this time we don't have what it takes to take care of a bunch of mullahs in Iran, we should probably stop bragging. This is not some game or some competition of who's got better equipment or who can talk louder. This is actual real life. And as Crown Prince Pahlavi said, as this deal is going to go nowhere, but every day more Iranians are dying. I posted on my social media, on all my platforms today, that they have issued more execution and hanging for more protesters who were arrested, and we just published more names of those who were killed. So that's a fact that we cannot deny. We got to go take our last ad break. When we come back, not necessarily switch gears, but we're going to shift a little bit, sticking with IRGC, but we're going to talk about one more topic that is not getting as much attention as it should. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Brandon House. Melissa and I have been taking Bella Grace, this powerful elixir, since last fall, 2023. The results have been amazing. My hands would crack and bleed, deep cuts and cracks every winter for years. No matter what we did, we couldn't get them to stop cracking and bleeding. This year, I took Bella Grace, no cracking, no bleeding. My acid reflux, gone. Haven't had to take a Pepsid. My hair growth, the last 2 times I had my hair cut, the lady had to use thinning shears on my hair. That's amazing. We've also received incredible feedback from you, our listening audience, and the impact it's had for you. This is loaded with astaxanthin. That's a powerful antioxidant. Collagen, but top grade collagen. Studies show 95% of it is being absorbed in the body because of the way they develop it. Then we have something called cat's claw. That's an anti-inflammatory from a vine in Peru. It's the bark, and it's an anti-inflammatory. There are about 80 clinical trials on Bella Grace. Please get a subscription now and save. MelissaHouseBG.com.
I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you sharing the feed. I appreciate the thumbs ups and likes because that puts us on algorithm. And most of all, I appreciate your comments. Good to see you, Liz, on YouTube. And yes, Valentine, I agree. And I love how you phrased it because at this point, there was a time when it was President Trump should. But now the phrase, Valentine, has President Trump needs to meet in person our wonderful Prince Reza Pahlavi. It had, again, when you're not a great chess player and you try to pretend like you know what your moves are, there will be a time where your moves are forced on you. And I'll say that because, well, those of you who have purchased them, you know, I make custom-made resin chess sets, and I also know how to play chess. I really know how to play chess. I prefer to be a backgammon player because I enjoy that better. It has more moves, but I know how to play chess. And no matter what, if you're not calculating at least 2 steps ahead with taking into consideration of the possibilities of the move your opponent is holding, you will at some point be forced to maximum 1 to 2 move, or possibly you run out of moves. And at this point, the way things are going, President Trump needs to sit down with Crown Prince Pahlavi before he damages the future relationship with Iran and America any further. Worse than that, before over 3.2 million Iranians in America officially boycott the elections in America, before things get a lot worse. So yes, it is a need. Annie, do you think the American government owes MEK the leadership from some sort of payback for them supposedly helping in Iraq? Yes, not just the Iraq thing. Remember, a lot of Republicans have cashed in giant checks from MEK. So yes, that's, if you remember, Lori, my whole thing was I don't trust the American government coming to help because they're going to hijack this revolution and only try to force MEK in power in Iran. So you're correct on that. Okay, before I completely run out of time, because I only have 8 minutes, quick announcement that I have made this announcement. It was over the weekend, so forgive me as it's not brand new on the show, but my book, The Architecture of Jihad, is officially available for pre-order Kindle, pre-order on Amazon. The pre-order of the signed copies will be available on March 5th, and the release date of the book on both Kindle and paperback is March 21st. So I have made, pre-announcements and all of that, but now I can officially say the Architecture of Jihad will be out on March 21st. But if you prefer Kindle, you can place your pre-order right now. And you can either go to Amazon, look up either my name or the name of the book, or just go to my website, liveuptofreedom.com. That's liveuptofreedom.com. Right on the homepage, you'll see the cover photo. If you click on it, pardon me. You click on the cover photo, it takes you to a page where you can pre-order your Kindle, or you have the rest of the information. March 5th, and our signed copies are going to be very limited, forgive me. There are only, for the first term, the first 90 days, there are only 150 copies available for signed copies. That's all I'll be able to do. So if you like to get on the, I guess, pre-order list, feel free to email me your information, and I will put you on the list as soon as March 5th. I will send you the information to be able to place your order. And of course, when I have to, for the signed copies, I will have no choice but to charge you for shipping, because it's going to be on me to ship. And as I said, if you prefer to just purchase it from Amazon on March 21st, you can do that. Special thanks to everybody who helped me get this book out. And I appreciate everybody who is going to support by sharing the book, telling people about it. Again, I'm not asking you to buy it and read it because I wrote it. I'll ask you to buy it and read it because our country desperately needs the information and the knowledge that is offered in this book. Between the advanced praises and the foreword, I now have the confidence to say this, that the information in that book is very needed by everyone, from lawmakers and legislators to police officers and law enforcement to teachers and our neighbors. So that's that for the book updates. Last, as I said, I don't know if you've heard or not, pretty heartbreaking news that the producer, or one of the co-creators of the TV show Tehran, Donna Eden, was found dead in her hotel room in Greece, where they were filming and producing the season 4 of the TV show Tehran. There are many reports out there. There's so many things being said. Her brother found her in the room, in the hotel room. And I want to point out a few things, especially because we're coming to an end of the show. I want to point out a few things. And I was going to bring my, conspiracy hat with me, but that it would ruin the hair. I decided not to wear it. There are already reports coming out, including Jerusalem Post, that put out the information that, it's being called a suicide. There are no suspicious of anything else. I want to put a few just notes out there. Number one, when she was found, by reports, a police report, there were bruises around her neck and limbs. Yes, there were pills found in the room. And I know exactly how they're going to explain the bruises around the neck and on her limbs. And that is completely fine. But I also want to say that when season 3 came out recently, right before Christmas, I want to say, I actually watched episode 1, 2, 3, and then I texted Brandon and I said, oh, great, Tehran is going Hollywood. And he was like, oh, no. I'm like, Tehran's going Hollywood. It's flipping. The scenario, the story of the show is starting to go Hollywood. More, diluted. So that's one thing I will keep in mind. Of course, Jerusalem Post decided to say, even though Iran's regime, or IRGC, has a brutal record of, sentencing, oppressing, silencing, and killing their own filmmakers, there is no history record of them going after foreign filmmakers. And with that being said, I will remind you, she was Israeli, Jewish. She became one of the most popular creators when the first season of Tehran came out. I was on it. I even convinced Brannan to watch it, and many other people. The Tehran series, when it started, before it started going Hollywood, by far had the most correct information internally, that as an Iranian watching, I was like, advisor must be someone from inside. Pay attention to the things I'm saying. And the immediate conclusion of suicide is the biggest red flag of this. When you're so popular, like she was, at a hotel, at a location of filming of one of the most controversial TV shows that became an overnight sensation of Apple TV, and immediately leaders of Iran start bashing it and coming out of it, you don't take 35 seconds to say suicide. You don't. Take at least 48 hours, 72 hours, maybe a week for me to believe you. So I just want to say this on February 16th. First of all, may she rest in peace. She was extreme. I didn't know her on a personal level, but I watched her work. She was talented. She was brave. Regardless of conclusion that the world's going to believe about her passing away, she was brave. What she did took courage. And my heart goes out to her family, the cast and crew who are located in Greece right now, grieving this loss. And of course, the filming in production has been postponed for now. And I want to say this. When everybody that you trust is going to get, if they even touch this topic, because why would they touch it? But if they touch this topic and they come on air and they tell you it was nothing but a suicide and there were a bunch of pills, rely on your own discernment. Connect the dots, say a prayer for him, and pray that at least her loved ones will see justice in a way that is not a cover-up and that is not an Epstein case. And with that, we're at the end of the show for today. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to talk more. Make sure to check out liveuptofreedom.com if you'd like to place your pre-order for the Kindle version of the book, and go to liveuptofreedom.substack.com to check out today's Substack that came out. Until tomorrow, be safe.
You're watching World